Myanmar is tradition-rich country, and she has a lot of folklores. Lots of children are listen those folklores as their bedtime story. I will be reading 30 Burmese tales written by Maung Htin Aung in this series. In this tale, I will be reading The Eclipse of the Moon. Please subscribe and click the bell button to get notification when we upload new tales. A poor widow lay dying, and she called her 2 grandsons to her bedside. "Lads," she said, "unlike other grandmothers, I cannot leave gold and silver for you to inherit. But for the elder, I leave my mortar, and for the younger, my pestle, both of which you will find in the kitchen." She died soon after. The elder brother said to himself, "What could I do with this mortar? I am not a kitchen servant." So he did not take the mortar, but went to another village where he prospered by sheer hard work. The younger brother, however, had great faith in his dead grandmother. "She wouldn't have left the pestle to me as my inheritance," he argued to himself, "unless it would be of some value to me." So he carried the pestle with him everywhere, to the great amusement of the neighbors. He earned his living by gathering firewood and selling it in the village. But he remained very poor. One day, while he was gathering firewood, a big snake appeared and he climbed up a tree in fear. To his surprise, the snake spoke to him. "I will not harm you," the snake said. "I only want to borrow your pestle." "Why do you want it?" the younger brother asked. "My husband has just died," the snake explained, "but if your magic pestle is put against his nostrils, he will be restored to life." "I didn't know my pestle was a magic one," said the younger brother incredulously. "Come with me and you will know," said the snake. So he followed the snake to another part of the forest, where he found a snake lying dead. He put his pestle against the nostrils of the dead snake, and at once the snake became alive. "The power of the pestle is in its smell," explained the first snake, "and as long as you do not tell about it to anyone, its power will remain." The snake then thanked the younger brother, and went away. The younger brother went back to his village, and on the way he found the body of a dog, which had been dead for some time and had become putrid. The younger brother put his pestle against the nostrils of the dog, and at once it jumped up alive. The younger brother named the dog Master Putrid, and the latter became his faithful servant and companion. The younger brother soon became famous as the great physician who could cure even the dead. But nobody guessed that it was the pestle which did the cure. People thought that he carried the pestle merely as a mascot. Some time after, the king's only daughter died, and the younger brother was sent for by the king. He duly restored the princess to life. The king, in gratitude, gave the princess to him in marriage. So the younger brother became the crown prince. He, however, went on with his great work of restoring the dead to life, until in the kingdom there was no grief or sorrow but only happiness. The younger brother one day had an idea. "My pestle can conquer death," he mused, "but surely it can conquer old age also." So every day, as an experiment, he put the pestle against his nostrils, and also against the nostrils of the princess. Of course the princess was surprised at the action of her husband, but she put it down as merely a whim of a clever physician. After some weeks, he realized that he and the princess had not grown old at all, and that he had discovered the secret of eternal youth. But the moon was jealous that 2 mortals should be eternally youthful as herself. "Even the sun grows old," the moon said to herself, "for every evening he grows old and red and ugly." So the moon waited for an opportunity to seal the wonderful pestle. One day it chanced that the pestle became wet and covered with mildew. So the crown prince put it in the sun to dry, and he sat watching it. "My lord," protested the princess, "it is so unseemly of a prince to be drying an old pestle in the sun and to sit watching it. Surely you can leave your soldiers to guard it." She was so persistent that the crown prince gave way in the end. "But I can't trust anybody to guard it, except my faithful Putrid," he said. So Master Putrid sat and watched over the pestle. The moon saw her chance and came down from the sky to steal the pestle. As it was broad daylight, the moon with her faint light was invisible to the faithful Putrid, who, however, smelt an intruder, and looked puzzled. The moon picked up the pestle and ran off with it. The dog Putrid gave chase, led by the smell of the pestle, which was stronger than the sense of the moon. From that day onward, the dog has been continually chasing the moon. At night he can see the moon, but during the day Putrid relies on the smell of the pestle to continue the chase. Because he is always inhaling the smell of the pestle, the dog has become eternally youthful and immortal. Sometime he catches Moon and, putting her in his mouth, tries to swallow her, but she is too big for the little dog's throat and, how hard he tries, he cannot swallow her. In the end, he vomits out the moon. Then the chase begins anew. Thus the chase goes on forever. When there is an eclipse of the moon, the Burmese say, the moon is caught by Master Putrid, and when the eclipse is over, they say, the moon has been vomited out. That is the end of the tale, The Eclipse of the Moon. Read by me, Emma, Timber Music Channel. Please subscribe and click the bell button to get notification when we upload new tales.